Hello, my dear children. Today we are going to learn a very special lesson. According to your syllabus, the first lesson of the second term is percentage. By studying this lesson, you will be able to compute the loan installments when the interest is computed on the reducing balance. Compute the interest rate calculated on the reducing balance given the loan installment. Solve problems regarding compound interest. You have learned about percentages in previous grades. You have started that from grade 7. So, let's do the following review exercise to recall what you have learned in previous grades regarding percentages. So, you can see the couple of questions related to the percentage lessons that you have done in previous classes. Shall we move to the calculations of that questions? Question 1. Compute the following percentage. 10% of 600 rupees. You know that of means multiplying. 10% means the amount of any amounts or any quantities expressing out of 100 as a fraction. So you have to multiply 600 by that fraction 10 over 100. So very easily you can simplify that. The answer is 60 rupees. Question 2. A person bought a book at 500 rupees and sells it for 600 rupees. Calculate the profit as a percentage. This is the question from grade 9 syllabus. So you know that always profit you have to calculate by subtracting buying price from the selling price. So you can see that in calculations, 600 subtract 500 is the profit. You have to express that as a fraction out of the buying price. It multiply by 100 to convert to the percentage. So let's move to the calculation. 600 minus 500 divided by 500 multiply by 100 is 20%. I think you can understand it and you can recall the memory about the profit and percentage profit that you have done in grade 9 class. Question number 3. A person borrowed 5,000 rupees at an annual simple interest rate of 10%. How much will she pay after 2 years? This is also in grade 9 syllabus, and further you can have that type of questions in grade 10 syllabus. So you have good practice to solve that problem, but to recalling your memory, we can try out that question. You can see the principle of that question is 5,000. That is the loan. You have to calculate the interest for 1 year. Then you know 5,000 multiplied by 10 over 100 multiplied by number of years. The duration of the loan is 2 years. Therefore, that answer multiplied by 2. The final answer is 1,000 rupees. I think you have got the idea about simplification related to the percentages. I would like to invite to you to do the review exercise in your textbook, grade 11 part 2 textbook. You can see in page number 1, There are a couple of questions. Please try out that questions. It's help you to get the idea very clearly. And how do you practice to do the calculations of grade 11 percentage questions? It's better you try out that questions. Okay, children, let's move to the next slide. Calculating interest on the reducing balance. This is the lesson we are going to learn today. Calculating interest on the reducing balance. You can see there is a word reducing balance. So that's new facts that you have to go to learn today. Therefore, I'd like to explain that with couple of words of our mother language. පුතේ reducing balance කියන්නේ ඔගොල්ලෝ අහලා ඇති හීනවන ශේෂය කියලා වචනයක්. ඒකෙදි කරන්නේ අපේ ණය වාරික වශයෙන් ගෙවනවා මාස් පතා ගෙවාගෙන යනකොට කොටසක් අඩු කරනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ ණයෙන් කොටසක් අඩු කරලා ඉතිරි කොටසට ප්‍රතිශතයක් ලෙස ගණනය කරනවා අපේ පොලිය. මේ ආකාරයෙන් කරගෙන යන එකට අපි ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන් කියනවා ඉංග්‍රීසි භාෂාවෙන් reducing balance. Okay, children, when a large amount of money is required, say if a person want to buy a land or build a house, one has to look forward for a loan. That's very common thing. If such a loan is obtained from a bank or the place one is employed, such loan has to be paid back in installments, which includes an interest as agreed by the partners. මේකෙදි පුතේ අපි රැකියාව කරන ස්ථානයෙන් හරි බැංකුවකින් හරි අපි ලබා ගන්නා ණය ආපසු ගෙවන්නේ වාරික වශයෙන්. This word you can see installments. Right. Installments can පුතේ වාරික. The interest is computed based on the diminishing or reducing balance of loan or some other basis. When land, houses, electrical equipments, etc. are purchased, and if sufficient money is not available, part of the value can be paid at the beginning and the remaining amount can be paid in monthly installments together with an agreed interest. ඔන්න පුතේ මම කිව්ව කතාව මෙතන තියෙනවා. අපිට අතේ මුදල් නැත්තම් මේ විශාල වශයෙන් සල්ලි වියදම් කරලා කරන වැඩවලට අපි මේ ක්‍රමයට යනවා. මුලින් අපි කිසියම් ප්‍රමාණයක මුදලක් ගෙවලා ඉතිරිය සමාන මාසික වාරික වලින් ගෙවන්න අපි තීරණය කරනවා. This method is known as computing the interest on the reducing balance. Okay, children, I think this is the introduction of the reducing balance and uses of the reducing balance. I think you have got the idea. That's very practical thing you have faced in many occasions in your day-to-day life. So you try out to improve your knowledge and you have to involve with the solving problems. I would like to explain this matter with the next question. Let's move to the question. Example 1. A person obtains a loan of 20,000 rupees from a bank which charges interest at 18%. If the loan is to be settled by 5 equal monthly installments, find the size of an installment. This is the problem, පුතාලා. මේකෙන් කියවෙන්නේ රුපියල් 20000ක ණයක් ගත්තා 18%ක වාර්ෂික පොලියට ඒක ආපහු ගෙවීමක් කරන්නේ සමාන වාරික 5කින්. අපෙන් අහනවා එක වාරිකයක් කීයද කියලා. Right, children, let's move to the calculation. Look at the screen. The loan amount is 20,000 rupees. We call that as principal. Principal loan per month without interest. You have to calculate first monthly loan. We call that as monthly loan. So you divide that by number of months. There are 5 months, so you divide that loan amount 20,000 rupees by 5. Answer is 4,000 rupees. Okay. In this method, the outstanding loan balance is reduced by 4,000 rupees every month and interest is charged only on the loan balance. අන්න මං කිව්ව කතාව මෙතන තියෙනවා පුතේ. හැම මාසෙකම මේ මූලික ණයෙන් රුපියල් 4,000 ගානේ දැන් අඩු කරගෙන තමයි යන්නේ. ඊට පස්සේ පොලිය ගණනය කරන්නේ ඉතිරි වෙන ප්‍රමාණයට. I think you have got that idea. Let's move to the calculation. You can see the first statement. Annual interest rate is 18%. We are going to calculate always monthly interest. Therefore, you divide that by 12 because there are 12 months in an year. We have get the answer 1.5% for the month. Right. Using that rate, we can calculate interest charge for the first month. When we paying back the loan, we do have to calculate in first month the interest for whole amount of money that you have got the loan. Right. That 20,000 rupees multiplied by 1.5 over 100. Answer is 300 rupees. That is first month. Now, in the second month, you can see the principal is 16,000. What's happened? Reduced by 4,000 because we have got that as 4,000. Then always month by month, the principal amount reducing by 4,000. So it's 16,000 in the second month. You have to calculate as previous part 1.5% for the 16,000. The answer is 240 rupees. Let's move to the third month calculation. You can see there are the methods. So the principal of the question that becomes 12,000 rupees because 4,000 subtracted from 16,000. The answer is 12,000. You calculate the percentage for the 12,000, it is 180 rupees. After that third month, we have to move to the fourth month. You can see again 4,000 subtracted from the principal, that is 8,000 rupees. As previous parts, calculating the rate of the interest for 8,000 rupees, answer is 120 rupees. Finally, interest charge for the fifth month. At the end of the fourth month, it's reduced to 4,000 rupees because 8,000 subtract 4,000, answer is 4,000. Calculating the rate of the interest for the 4,000 rupees, interest is 60 rupees. I think you have got, there are 5 times we have calculated the interest for this question. So finally you have to get the total interest by adding all the interest have got in previous 5 months: 300, 240, 180, 120 and 60. Final answer is 900 rupees. So the amount always we have to calculate by adding the loan amount and the total interest according to that step. you have to obtain the amount to be paid to the settle the loan is 20,900 rupees. This is the total amount you have to pay to the settle the loan. We agreed to pay that with the equal 5 monthly installments. Therefore, you have to divide that by 5 to obtain the monthly installment. You can realize always we have to divide the total amount by the number of month, that is 4,180 rupees. This is the solution of this question. Now, this there are 5 months. Therefore, we have calculated that in within 5 times. Calculating the interest in above method could be lengthy and time consuming. It's take more time. If you think of that six after paying that, you have to settle the loan within 60 monthly installments. මාස 60කින් ගෙවන්න අපි ගත්තා කියලා හිතන්න පුතේ ණයක්. How do you calculate that in 60 times? So it's very difficult. It's take more time. Therefore, we adopt the following easier method to calculate the interest. Okay, children? මේක මේ විදිහට දිගට හදන්න ගියොත් එහෙම අපිට වෙන වැඩක් නැති වෙන නේද? So we have to calculate very easily. I would like to introduce you that easiest method. Okay, so you can see there is a formula to find the total interest. Look at the screen. Total interest payable equal interest per month for one installment multiplied by number of month units. You can see there is a new word, number of month units. පුතාලා ඔළුවේ තියාගන්න මේ number of months නෙවෙයි, මේ month units. You can refer your textbook, page 4 of the textbook. You can find further information about that word. I would like to invite to you, please refer your book. Right. Okay, children. Now, this is the next one, number of month units. How do you find number of month units? By using this formula. N times n plus 1 divide by 2. What stands for n? N is number of months that you have agreed to settle the loan. As our previous example, we can substitute 5 for n. අපිට ඉස්සෙල්ලා අපේ ගානේ හැටියට නම් මෙතන n වලට අපි දාන්නේ පුතේ 5. මොකද අපි මේක අපේ ණය ආපහු ගෙවන්නේ වාරික 5කින්. According to your question, you have to substitute the value for n. N is always the number of months that you have agreed to settle the loan. You keep your mind these two formulae very carefully. And using that method, I would like to show you how do we solve the previous problem. Look at that slide. You can see step 1, the amount of loan equals 20,000 rupees. Step 2, amount payable in 1 month. As the previous question, you have to divide the amount of the loan or principal by the number of month. That's 5. Then 20,000 divided by 5 is 4,000 rupees. That's same as the previous example. Okay. Look at the step 3. Interest for 1 month per installment. So you have to calculate the interest for 1 month. The interest of the principal of 1 month is 4,000 rupees. You have to calculate that by according to the given rate, that is 18%. And again you have to multiply that by 1/12 because we have to calculate that loan for month. There are 12 months for an year, so you always multiply that answer by 1/12. This is very carefully you have to do, because many times many students have got mistaken in this step. ගොඩක් ළමයි මේ වෙලාවේ මෙන්න මේ fraction එක නොදා වරද්ද ගන්නවා පුතේ මේ ගාන. 1/12 you must have to get to solve that problem. You have to multiply the answer by 1/12. If the interest rate provided to annual, if it is provided for the month, not need to multiply 1/12. මාසික ණය දීලා තියෙනවා නම් percentage එකක් විදිහට මේක අවශ්‍ය වෙන්නේ. නමුත් වාර්ෂික පොලි අනුපාතිකය දීලා තියෙනවා නම් මේ fraction එක අවශ්‍යයි පුතේ. So you can have the answer 60 rupees. Now step 4. Number of month units. Using our formula, you can find, as my explanation before, you have to substitute 5 for n. N times n plus 1 divide by 2, then 5 times 5 plus 1 divide by 2. 5 times 6 is 30. 30 divided by 2 is 15. That is the number of month units. So, we can move to step 5. Total interest payable. As our previous formula, what is that? Total interest equal interest per month for one installment multiplied by number of month units. So, in the previous step 3 and step 4, you have obtained that answers. You can substitute both answers to this step and you can calculate the total interest 900 rupees. After finding the total interest, you very easily you can calculate the amount to be paid. You have to add the interest for the loan, 20,000 rupees plus 900 rupees. Answer is 20,900 rupees. That is the total amount. After calculating total amount, you can find the final answer, size of monthly installment. You know, according to the agreement, the loan has to settle with 5 equal monthly installments. Therefore, you have to divide that total amount by 5. The answer is 4,180 rupees. I think you can remember in previous method, using previous method, we also obtained that answer. I would like to show it to you. Look at this slide. In the previous method, you have seen, you have got that answer. The monthly installment is 4,180 rupees. Using this method also, you have obtained the same answer. That's 4,180 rupees. Now, children, if there are any number of month units, any number of installments, you can calculate very easily the size of monthly installment. So, you must have to keep your mind. The steps are there. There are 7 steps to follow to get the final answer. But in your examinations, you will have these types of questions as the unguided questions. මේ වගේ ප්‍රශ්න දෙනවා පුතේ steps නැතුව. Only the question and final answer they ask. So, at that time, you have to follow that 7 steps to solve the problem. Right? Then, I would like to invite to you to do the next question. You can see there is a question. Look at the screen, a television priced at 25,000 rupees can be purchased by making a down payment of 7,000 rupees and paying the remainder by 12 equal monthly installments if an annual interest rate of 18% is charged on the loan, where the interest is calculated on the reducing balance. Find the value of a monthly installment. Understood? Look at the question. There is a television price 25,000 rupees. You can buy that under the reducing balance method. You can see there is a down payment. පුතේ down payment කියන්නේ මූලික ගෙවීම. ඔගොල්ලෝ අහලා ඇති ගොඩාක් දැන්වීම් වල තියෙනවා මූලික ගෙවීමක් කර මෙම අගනා යන්ත්‍රය ඔබ සතු කරලා ගත හැක ඉතිරිය සමාන මාසික වාරික වලින් ගෙවිය හැක ආකාරයේ දැන්වීම. So that's very familiar thing. So you have to notice in your day-to-day life. Right. That is very familiar to your day-to-day life. So, children, I would like to invite to solve this problem according to that second method. Now, let's move to the solution. Look at this slide. As our first step, you have to find the loan. That means balance to be paid in installments. That is the loan you have to pay. So, you know, there is a price given 25,000 rupees, down payment 7,000 rupees. 7,000 you have to subtract from the price of the television because it's free of the interest. අපි ඒක ගෙව්වහම මේ 7,000 අයිති වෙන්නේ නැහැ පුතේ පොලියට. That is the way of doing this type of the question. You have to reduce that number. Okay. Finally, we can find 18,000 rupees as the loan. That is the first step. ඔන්න පළවෙනි පියවර. Duration of the loan is 12 months. Therefore, as the second step, you have to find the portion of the loan paid in 1 month. That is monthly loan. අපේ කලින් ගානේ වගේමයි. As the previous question you have solved, you have to divide the remaining amount by number of months. 18,000 rupees divided by 12. Answer is 1,500 rupees. That is the amount of the loan you have to pay within a month. You have to calculate that rate for this amount. Look at the next step. Interest paid for a month unit. So 1,500 multiplied by the rate of the interest for a year and multiplied by 1/12. You can see that fraction also in there. We have discussed in previous example. 1/12 you must have to join to that calculation because the rate of the interest given annually. අවුරුද්දට පොලිය දීලා තියෙන නිසා මේ fraction එක ගන්න ඕනේ. Right. After simplifying, you can obtain 22 rupees and 50 cents as the monthly interest. Right. Let's move to next step. The number of month units the loan is paid over. The number of month units according to our previous formula, n times n plus 1 divided by 2. 12 times 12 plus 1 divided by 2. So 6 times 13 is 78. That is the number of month units. Total interest paid according to our formula. Total interest equal the monthly interest multiplied by number of month units. Therefore, you have to multiply 22 rupees and 50 cents by 78. Answer is 1755 rupees. Total amount paid. That's very easy. You can add both amounts. The loan is 18,000 rupees and the total interest is 1755 rupees. The total of both values is 19,755 rupees. So now you have to calculate the size of the monthly installment or the amount of an installment. We agreed to settle the loan within 12 months. Therefore, that final answer you have to divide by 12. So, you can obtain 1646 and 25 cents as the size of the installment. Okay, children, I think you can solve very easily these type of questions. There are many questions in your book, your textbook, exercise 9.1, page number 6. There are 4 questions related to these examples that we have discussed. You can try out that questions, and this is very important lesson because in your O levels you will have many questions related to this lesson. In paper 1, short answer questions, there are 25. Out of these questions, there are many questions formed by using these matters. And in part B, one of the question includes percentage lessons, and paper 2, mostly the question 1 of part A, you will have that type of questions. Therefore, I would like to invite you, please practice very well this lesson, and you have to practice the questions solving in this method. And I would like to introduce you in next lessons how do you calculate rate of the interest and how do you calculate the compound interest. I hope to do with you in next lessons. Now I hope you may have good knowledge of this lesson. So, my dear children, this is your chance. Please refer these lessons and your textbooks together. Improve your knowledge and face your O-level examinations very well. I wish you all the best and thank you very much to joining to this lesson. Thank you very much, my dear children.